We're asking the experts. This is Dr. Blair Reese from the Department of Internal Medicine with ETSU's Quillen College of Medicine. Thank you for coming back and rejoining us in the studio.
Yes,
we appreciate it.
thank you for having me.
We found out a lot of information the other day when you were here. I want to start off with, I think, a question a lot of people are asking. We're hearing about numbers nationwide, but we're continuing to say these words: only one confirmed case in our whole area. And that's again true today, and that was that case in Sullivan County last week. When you hear that, is that concerning to you that people might get the wrong idea in this day of mass social distancing?
Right, absolutely. So I think the important thing is we have one confirmed case. You know, we still have very limited testing in our area, and so there certainly could be lots of other cases around. But the time to act, even if we truly only have one case, the time to act is now. Good, effective public health always looks like an overreaction. That's what we want. We want to be able to do these measures now so that we don't have a catastrophe on our hands a couple weeks from now. So it is really important that we all make these sacrifices and we all do our best to follow the social distancing guidelines now, before we have a problem.
Hard to hear for people whose businesses are suffering and whose social lives are very much suffering. But you're saying even, and I want to make sure I'm clear on this, you think we all should, essentially in our minds, act like we maybe are positive.
Exactly.
Help me understand why.
So that's how I'm advising my friends, my family, my patients, myself. So if I think that I have the disease now or my child is infected now, we know there's a 5-day window from when you are infected with the disease and when you have symptoms. We also know that you are contagious before you have symptoms. So if I think to myself, I have the disease right now, am I going to go visit my elderly grandparents? Am I going to have my children, visit my neighbor with cancer? Am I going to go visit somebody in the hospital for a social visit? Am I going to go to a crowded restaurant? No, I would not do those things if I knew I had the disease now. So I think that's how we all need to be acting for the next few weeks to try to limit the spread.
Okay. We got word yesterday that assessment centers are set up now and people are going in. And I'm hearing frustration from some of our viewers who are saying, I want to be tested. Why can't I get tested? And then we're hearing that's not prudent at this point.
Right.
Why is it not important at this point to test everyone, and who, in your opinion, should be tested right now?
So first and foremost, I wish we could test everyone. I think that would be a great thing, but we're just not there in terms of the number of tests that we have anywhere in the country. I'm hopeful in the next couple of weeks we will be there. But right now, for example, at ETSU, we have a drive-through testing center. We have a hotline that you can call, and the questions that we ask on the hotline are about symptoms and about possible exposure. So that means exposure to a positive case that you know of or foreign travel in the past couple of weeks. So currently we are testing the most high-risk people, and that's because we have a limited number of tests. So I would encourage anybody that has symptoms, fever, cough, shortness of breath, please call your doctor. You can call our hotline and find out if you do qualify to be tested. Even though, today, if you hadn't traveled internationally or been exposed to somebody, we may say you don't qualify. That could change tomorrow or next week if our testing capability expands.
We are on the screen looking at symptoms, and I'm hearing it's important to talk to your physician or that screener, not in terms of I feel like garbage, but I have these symptoms: common, less common, and severe. What do you think people need to know? That's a lot of words, and I'm not asking you to read all of them, but the common symptoms of that low-grade fever, the shortness of breath, then jumping across the middle section, which is the less common, to the severe ones where you really need some help. When do you think people need to pick up the phone and call? With what symptoms should they be calling?
So I think people should call their doctors with even the most common symptoms. Cough and fever, call your doctor. Hopefully it's just allergies or something like that, but call your doctor and talk to them over the phone. Now, if you get over to that severe symptom category, you probably should be calling 911. If you have chest pain, if you have severe shortness of breath, the emergency room is where you need to be. I do ask people if they have those and they do call 911, please let the person answering the phone know what your symptoms are, so that our EMS personnel can do what they can to protect themselves in case you are positive.
But being mindful of the desperate need to not infect anybody unnecessarily if in fact you are positive at this point. For many people tonight who are watching this and who are wondering, am I positive? It's hard to go about everyday life, and we're seeing gutted grocery store shelves,
Yes.
and real evidence of panic.
Yes.
As a physician, and the knowledge of this, I heard you a moment ago before you came in say, when we get through this, we are going to get through this.
Yes.
People need to hear that, I think,
Yes.
from an expert. So help us with that.
We will absolutely get through this. I feel like I never say anything is certain in medicine. I can tell you that we will certainly get through this. The question is, how painful is it going to be in the process? How many people are going to get sick? How many people are going to pass away from this? And that's something that every single person in the Appalachian Highlands that's watching this can affect and can make change. If every single person watching this chooses to do social distancing in the short term, no matter how painful it may be, we will get through this easier. We will come out the other side more whole.
And the healthier you are, and this is a call to personal health, I think, for all of us, the less weight we're carrying, the less we're smoking, the less we're vaping, all those things, I hear your chances are better of getting through this, right?
That is absolutely true, and younger people tend to fare better. But even if you are 20 years old, run 5 miles a day, are healthy as an ox, you still have a responsibility to your elderly parents, grandparents, your aunt with diabetes. You have a responsibility to all of those people to not spread this to them.
I love that. Dr. Blair Reese, a voice of reason and information tonight. We appreciate you being
Sure.
with us. Thank you so much. She's with ETSU, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. More of the news in just a moment. Stay with us.
It's not my day job.